Okay, so we got some things to talk about with Fallout 76's most recent update. I feel like these are important things to address. I recently made a video super stoked about this update, how they're introducing the caravan system and how we can build up a Blue Ridge caravan outpost and unlock new unique camp plans, outfits, and a new weapon. I mean, I know it's not the largest and most extravagant update we've gotten. Personally, I'm most excited about the raids coming in December, but nonetheless, this was some new content to dive into, which got me pumped to share it with the community. And also, I seen some positive fixes that shows Bethesda was trying to listen to players' feedback. As you can see here, various stability and performance improvements. That was literally the first thing they mentioned with this hotfix they recently did in the game. Also, this hotfix fixed an issue causing the red and white rose bushes in Meat Locker to appear invisible when placed. It also fixed an issue that caused down enemies to despawn without leaving their loot piles, which this was a big problem also for a lot of players. And also they made it so a prompt will now appear when attempting to scrap any item that has a skin, is a seasonal item, or is from the Atomic Shop. And I mean, not only that, the original Milepost Zero update came with great bug fixes too. I'm talking loads of bug fixes and improvements. To name a few, they tried to improve stability for PlayStation platform, and also they fixed an issue which would cause a crash for certain consoles at the Seismic Activity event against the Ultrasight Titan. So yeah, I was excited seeing all this, and I was pumped to share it with you guys. I pretty much gave Bethesda a standing ovation during that video. Yep. Bethesda did it again. Yeah. I did. And wow, let's just say there was a lot of reports in that video that I recently made over players still crashing a lot. So it doesn't seem like stability was fixed that much after this update. Actually, there's some reports of it getting worse. And there's also other reports of some other problems still going on in the game as well. Like some players were saying that the loot pile bug wasn't fixed. Like the bodies still weren't showing up sometimes. I don't know for sure, I haven't exactly encountered that, but there are still some players reporting that. Speaking of that, before I get into more of a lot of the known problems that are occurring currently in this game, I just want to say if you are encountering bugs, please just try to take some time, and report them to Bethesda. I'll leave a link to Bethesda's support for Fallout 76. Just report the bug with that link. I'll have it down below in the description for you guys. But the more reports they get over specific bugs, the better for them. Also, the more detailed you are about them, the more it will probably help them. Either way, just letting them know about something that is happening in the game will help the developers squash out these problems, hopefully faster. But the good news is a lot of these problems, Bethesda did respond to someone that reported these on a Fallout 76 Reddit post. As you can see, here is the Reddit post. It was made by SickologyNZ, and it states, Milepost Zero hotfix becomes a heated topic. And he covers the nitty-gritty of a lot of the problems that are going on that's being reported by players after the update. It's great that he made a post, compiling a lot of the problems, because he definitely helps this reach more people so they know they're not alone when experiencing these, or to just be aware that these are in the game and can happen. And it reaches so many people as well that it even reaches Bethesda, and they kindly respond. They didn't have to take the time to make this response whatsoever. It does apply more pressure on them. So it is helping. And how I know Bethesda for sure responded to his post over the issues is because, well, at the top it states Bethesda replied. And if you go down to the comments, it says here Bethesda replied mod. This is a list of links to comments made by Bethesda employees in this thread. And this comment is by Ghostly Rich, who is a Bethesda employee. And here's what he said. Thank you all for the reports since the release of the caravan feature. I wanted to take a moment to mention that a lot of the items on this list are things that the team are currently looking into. As soon as we have updates to share regarding their status, we'll be sure to do so. There are a few topics in here that are new to us, and we will be sharing them with the development team. We've also received your feedback on caravans, both issues you've experienced and thoughts on the payouts. In the meantime, thanks for your patience and be careful out there. You don't want any of those clowns sneaking up on you or Brahman sneaking into your camp while you're trying to sleep. So yeah, it does seem like they are looking into the problems more, which is great to hear. I'll be covering the problems that this guy went over in this post further in this video. But yeah, anyways, as you can see, just scrolling down this post, you can literally see someone that said, "This is ridiculous, I'm on PS5 and the game still crashes constantly. I've wasted 4,000 plus caps on high caravans that all failed because of the Brahman just wandering in circles until the timer expires." And another, right below this one, "Are you able to look into the excessive amount of lag on PS4/PS5 when in vendors, looting nearby corpse or in stash boxes? I'd love to see a fix for that and stability in expeditions most. Fingers crossed." Which, yeah, that is something that is a big problem going on right now in Fallout 76. It's like the biggest problem currently are the crashes, the constant crashes. I don't know what they can really do to improve that, but it does seem like they are aware of it and they are trying to figure out ways to fix it. Also, I've heard plenty of people crashing during the expeditions as well. That's another big one. It's really unfortunate that's happening so much. So hopefully Bethesda can eventually smooth out this big problem. But there are plenty of other technical issues happening after this update still, and a lot of them are reported in this Reddit post. First off, before getting into all of the other problems, I just wanted to read what he has here at the top, which I thought was really honorable of him. As you can see here, it states, "Before we get into the nitty-gritty details, I'd like to personally take a moment out of the Wasteland Weekly persona to address the passing of Jason Dameron, known as Storyteller, a voice that many listeners have come to know and love over the years. The community has lost a good one, and I'm deeply saddened by the news. I know many people have gotten into the Fallout games over the years purely from the lore videos he had done in the past, and the amount of people that were heavily invested in his character. If not the greatest fan-made character in the Fallout universe. If you're unaware of his work, I highly recommend the Storyteller Fallout lore on YouTube through the ShoddyCast channel. Rest easy, Storyteller. Make Jason canon." I'll have a link, by the way, down below in the description to ShoddyCast's channel, so you can check out Storyteller's work. I'll be honest, I haven't seen much of his work, but I have seen so much of the community come together since his passing, and it seems he truly did touch many people's lives in a positive way. It's awesome. It is extremely sad how he passed. Just wanted to highlight that information in this post. I thought that was really honorable of him, so I wanted to share what he had said as well. And I'll be, plugging ShoddyCast's channel too, as well in this video for you all to check out. Once again, a link to it will be in the description, as well as to this Reddit post too. But yeah, carrying on here though, he now gets into the nitty-gritty about the problems that are occurring after Fallout 76's most recent update still. As you can see here, starting off here with the Raider Lodge equal Hunter's Lodge, which I'll basically be summarizing these. I'm not going to read every single, little detail he talks about with these. Just don't want to carry on the video too long. Once again, if you want to further investigate this post, a link to it will be down below in the description. But yeah, starting off here with the Raider Lodge equals Hunter's Lodge. As you can see here, he said, "Players that have reached a certain point of the scoreboard rewards have now been able to unlock the newest prefab, Raider Lodge. But some are finding out the hard way that if you already have purchased a Hunter's Lodge and already have it placed at your camp, you cannot place the Raider Lodge, as it's already considered placed and at the max count, even though you have never placed the Raider Lodge before." Which this is something similar to what was going on with the Nodding Donkey in the past that was being sold in the Atomic Shop. That was a problem that was fixed. So Bethesda does know how to fix this problem, and it's good that they are made aware. They did respond to this post after all, so they are aware of this problem. But anyways, carrying on here, this next highlight says, "Brahman just simply gave up or just disappeared. A handful of reports today of their Brahman wandering off from the caravan, giving up entirely and not moving or just going poof into thin air. These bugs are rather annoying, as most are claiming these break the quest altogether. Sounds like they need some milk." But no, on a real note, yeah, I have even experienced a bug with the Brahman. Like, it was just roaming around cluelessly for a while, and eventually it got back on track, but still nonetheless it was a little bit of a waste of time roaming around in areas that it wasn't supposed to be going. It was like backtracking itself and stuff. Anyways, carrying onward, this is another problem he reported. Caravan company work harder for less rewards. Multiple reports today of locals not receiving any rewards after completing their caravan quest today. So this is talking about how like majority are getting nothing at all after helping with the caravans, which is unfortunate. This next one is over to Triumph Terrace Shelter. It states here that it becomes more broken. Turns out the Institute fixed the invisible wall issue within the shelter, which is a huge W, which I gotta say is a huge W. I recently went over that and how the invisible wall is gone now, but there now seems to be a problem placing foundations. It seems like it's near impossible to place foundations or prefabs in specific areas of the shelter. It says it's possibly because the grass is acting like its own entity or something. But either way, that is unfortunate, and hopefully they keep tweaking the Triumph Terrace shelter, because I know a lot of players spent a pretty good penny on it, and there's going to be a lot of good builds in it. It has a lot of potential. I will say it does seem like there is still lighting issues going on within this shelter, as well as other outdoor shelters too. An example for y'all to show y'all what I'm talking about. There's like no shadows in the outdoor shelters, if you haven't noticed. As you can see here, like when you're inside a building, if you look up, you can straight see the sun glare coming in the building, any building that you go in. So it's like the buildings don't even have shadow effects. So if you haven't noticed, like a lot of the details in the shelters, outdoor shelters specifically, have weird lighting issues at the moment. But either way, carrying on here. This next one is over load-bearing events still blocking players. This bug right here is something all locals have probably encountered at least once, but it seems like it's still ongoing. When you join the event load-bearing, you are met with an invisible wall which essentially blocks you out of participating in the event entirely. So that's unfortunate. I don't really participate in that event much, but either way, that does seem like a pretty annoying bug if you do encounter it. Earl Williams in the walls. Yeah. As you may know, he even goes in the ceilings sometime too. Yeah, this is just something that's been ongoing with Earl Williams for a long time, but it's still in the game even after the update. Anyways, carrying further down here though, as you can see, the stone ovens are still bugged. This was a season reward, and it is unfortunate that we still can't use these stone ovens. This next one is jetpacks ain't got no gas in it. Jetpacks are still broken. Seems like this also could have something to do with the AP drainage glitch. This was implemented during the last update. Quick fix, simply unequip, then equip once again. Be careful when attempting to use over great heights. Yeah, that sucks though that the AP glitch is still happening, unfortunately. But yeah, speaking of that, as you can see down below, it talks about AP regeneration and thirst quencher perk. Both AP regeneration and the thirst quencher perk aren't working as they should be. The AP regen glitch comes and goes, but it seems to really make an impact during populated events such as Moonshine Jamboree or Eviction Notice. Stability for expeditions, we've run over this, multiple reports on players crashing in the expeditions, which is unfortunate. Power armor still broken. We went over this before, but it is still happening in the game. The compass and stuff like that on the power armor are broke. It's not showing you exactly where to go when you pinpoint an area or you have a quest pulled up. But anyways, carrying on down here, he also talks about how the Broadsider is still having problems. Voice chat still kinder broke, he says. Dwellers are still mute and deaf, but only on rare occasions. Unfortunately, can't hear each other scream about being blinded by a two-shot fat man during Radiation Rumble. Seriously, who shoots one of those off indoors, psychos? But no, for real though, that is still kind of a bug with the voice chats that are happening. Ticket to Revenge doesn't have effects, and you are able to get the bloody diversion, which I went over in the past. If you redo the quest by getting on another character or something, you will get rewarded the bloody variant of the Ticket to Revenge. I don't know if they have plans for us to re-roll the Ticket to Revenge or what they're doing with it exactly. All kinds of weird stuff's happening with it. Like, no effects are on it right now if you got it as the Furious version after the game released. It's odd. It has literally no effects, but if you go back through this quest and complete it, you'll get the bloodied version, which was the old version in the PTS, but they patched that out. But anyways, carrying on down here to some more problems, he mentions how caravan escorts are being underpaid, which, Bethesda did respond about this. And he also goes over killer clowns on the loose. It's interesting why they are just appearing randomly. I don't know if it's because of Halloween happening soon, or they just decided to add them for just no reason, just to be random, since they are a random encounter. But yeah, it's good that these problems are reaching more players, and more players are becoming aware and reporting these problems as well to Bethesda, thanks to their support site. hopefully eventually we start to get the game to be more smooth. And if you have problems or issues still going on in the game, feel free to jump down below in the comments. And also, please feel free to report it to Bethesda as well, so we can, once again, smooth out this game together. As you can see here, this is another Reddit post of just someone else talking about the crashing. And this guy that goes by Carbuyrator, who made this Reddit post, said, did the crashing / freezing get worse for anyone else? Which is a good question. And players have reported that it has gotten worse. Like this person here said, I have crashed more since the Caravan's update than I did in the 2 weeks prior with the previous update. Me too. It's happening like every 15 to 30 minutes for me on Xbox. Carrying on down, I crash when I fast out of the White Springs or the server starts lagging. I wonder if Bethesda will ever fix it. He plays on Xbox. I'm getting more crashes on PC since the Caravan update a few times a day, so yeah. But yeah, a lot of reports of players crashing. The game's basically at a broken state. Like, it wouldn't be fun playing a game. Like, it's not fun playing a game that you're crashing every 30 minutes or so on the Xbox. I don't know if this guy plays on the regular Xbox. That could be the reason. I don't know. What I do know is Bethesda is aware of these problems happening, and with each patch here lately, they have been making improvements or trying to make improvements to stability performances. I have been seeing those in the patch notes, which is great to see. But yeah, I figured I would just break down the news that's happening here lately over Fallout 76 and the issues that are still in the game currently. You know, I did just make a video going over the good that just recently happened in Fallout 76, but it also still has a lot of bad going on, mainly due to a lot of the bugs that are occurring, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm out of here though, everyone. As always, most importantly, I appreciate y'all taking the time watching and listening to this. Until next time, peace.